we got our work cut out for us. So we start over every week. We'll start over again today, start working on early downs and get going here and try to do the best we can. I know the injury situation here for a couple of our guys, just to let you know on the one situation, Mike Daniels, won't practice today. We're still kind of working through everything. But everybody else is going to try to do what they can do. We're still kind of, going through the process right now. But other than that, again, obviously a great team coming in. We got to have a great week of practice, great week of preparation, and we're excited to be home, excited to be here in our stadium with our fans, and hope it's really loud and really difficult on them because we're going to need all of it from that standpoint to try to stop their offense. But they have a very aggressive defense, really good defense right now. They got some great players over there. They're very disruptive, and their special teams units are really good. They have phenomenal returners. They have a lot of speed on this team, so anytime the ball is really in any one of those guys' hands, it's very threatening from that aspect of it for it to be a big play. So, we'll go to work today and get after it. So, what do we got?
Patrick Mahomes, a lot of people do, they talk about the big plays, the arm strength, and no-look stuff, but is the accuracy kind of a part of his game that maybe goes untalked about as much? 71% completion percentage. It looks like he can put it into tight holes, and how much does that make it difficult for defenders?
Yeah, no, he's very accurate as a passer, and I think the thing that's amazing about him, he's accurate whether he's in the pocket or when he gets out of the pocket too. I think the thing for him is I've watched, and he's kind of matured and gone through the system, and just the system feels more and looks more comfortable as far as when he's out there. He makes a lot of changes, a lot of adjustments, works really well with the offensive line to get the protection systems organized. You'll see the mic points, the repoints, and kind of making sure that everything is picked up from a blitz standpoint. So I think he's starting to see a little bit more things like that are, affecting the front, and he's handling them a lot better. I think another thing is just his ability to keep his eyes downfield. I think right now he's doing a great job of whether he's in the pocket or once he starts to get pressure or he extends the plays and get out of the pocket. He finds those guys. He's not necessarily looking at the rush. He's trying to look for his players downfield because there's enough speed there where those guys are going to get open. They're going to run away from defenders. And, a lot of those plays are just huge plays in the game. And his arm strength and his accuracy, I think, helps him in those situations of being able to complete those big plays downfield.
Rather him be in the pocket or outside
the pocket? Probably neither. I think right now what you're seeing on tape is you're seeing him extremely efficient on the sidelines, probably where I'd like to see him the most. But he's just really good. I mean, he's a really good young player. This guy's, every single play, it's extremely dangerous. He can get that thing downfield. He does a great job, too, with just controlling. There's a element to this offense that's definitely a ball control passing game, going back to the West Coast system, which Andy has, obviously his background, but he's incorporated a lot of the vertical stretch too, and then mixed into the spread offense that, you see a lot in college. He's kind of adapted all that for his guys, but he does a great job with the controlled passing game, just kind of taking those yardages that you'll give him and then being real patient. And then all of a sudden he's going to, launch one downfield. So mix that with the run game, very dynamic there with those guys, with Williams and McCoy. And it's such a dangerous offense to try to defend against. They make you cover everything, both horizontally and vertically. That's the biggest thing they do.
You announced that Daniels won't practice today. Does that mean Slade will practice? And how is he feeling with this hamstring?
Yeah, we'll all of our guys are really day by day. They're kind of just trying to get better as we go here from that standpoint. But Mike, I do know will not be out there today. So just want to make sure that I announce that one. And everybody else is, they're still pushing through meetings, and we're still trying to see how everybody feels. We're going to go out practicing pads today, so that kind of changes some things too for some of the guys from that aspect of it. As far as, but we try to get as much done as we can with everybody. So Mike obviously can't be in the situation.
This year, through 3 games, I'm just curious your thoughts on Ragnow center, Donald left guard. How those guys help them?
Yeah, I think I think those guys are doing a really good job of trying to be in those positions. I think they've been in them long enough now where everybody feels comfortable. Kind of the different movement that we've had there. We're still, Kenny Wiggins is still a big part of that too. He's rolling through there and giving us, a great amount of snaps inside, which is good. He's a very versatile player. He can play in a lot of different spots from that standpoint too. But for the O-line, again, this month of September is one of those months where it's really, you're seeing that live action, a lot of communication, a lot of different looks, different defenses every single week, the preparation, all of that, and that group is kind of working together to, try to go perform well on Sundays is where, you can see the growth right now. It's hard to do that during training camp. You're trying to evaluate guys. You're trying to look at them positionally. But, for the most part, you're going to see the same look every day. now where they're trying to really identify different looks every single week, game plan, make sure their communication is right, make sure they have the right checks and adjustments, work with the quarterback, and play situational football all the way through for 60 minutes. I think that's where you're starting to see some of the growth, and we just got to keep that going forward.
This is not the format for a 50-year history of the West Coast offense, but how is Andy Reid? I guess what are some of the hallmark evolutions he's brought to that scheme? Going back to maybe Philly all the way to here to KC.
Sure. Obviously very balanced offense. It's something that they're gonna run the ball and they're gonna pass the ball. The run system is it's very quick. They'll get to the edge. They're gonna run the zone scheme, the stretch scheme. They'll mix in some downhill scheme runs, just enough to kind of keep you off balance. Everything that they do has packages, so there's going to be a play that's going to look one particular way or go one play, and then they're going to have an answer that goes another way. So those are kind of things that you have to defend in a very balanced format from that standpoint. He does a great job of once the call is in, the offense operates very quickly in and out of the huddle. They get to the line of scrimmage. You're going to see a lot of different personnel groups. You're going to see a lot of shifts and motions. There's a lot of speed on the field in general, and then when those guys start running horizontally before the ball is snapped, you're trying to get lined up, and then they go vertically once the ball is snapped. So I think he's just constantly mixing those concepts in that still have, roots that go all the way back to the West Coast, foundation. But like I said, Andy's very, he's very always on the edge of kind of what's new and what works. And he really does a great job of trying to fit the scheme to the players that he has. And I think he's done that, really well. I think there's the vertical element, which is, I would say, a little bit non-traditional. It's not just the normal alignments and everybody goes vertical. They're coming from different angles, different approaches, and they have enough speed to get there. That's the biggest thing for him. So I think he just kind of does a great job of keeping the core principles the same, but then always adding in the new wrinkles to fit the players that he has. And he's a great play caller, puts a lot of stress on the defense right from the start. He's one of the more difficult coordinators, I would say, or obviously head coaches, play callers, every single year. He does a phenomenal job.
Any thoughts about so-called statement games at this point in the season? Somebody was asking one of your players that earlier this week. Do you believe in that, or how you believe?
It's every week's. There's nothing more to that than just biggest game is this game because it's our next game. We'll always just kind of try to keep it that perspective so that we just want to go out and perform well. I mean, that's the bottom line. Everybody's good in the NFL. Each team prevents different challenges. Each team has different strengths and weaknesses, and the challenge is to try to rise to the occasion of handling all those every single week and whatever presents itself. So that's really it. September, still early. We're just trying to get better.
With the bye week coming up, how does that impact how you handle injuries coming into this weekend's game? Is that at all, or is it that you have a week to give them an extra week, or you can push them this week because you got that week off next week? Is there
nothing currently on our team I would say that any of that really rolls into from that aspect of it. I think there's nothing more important to us right now than the game this week. That's really all we're thinking about from that aspect of it, is just trying to go out and play well on Sunday and try to improve from what we've done the previous weeks and just try to get better. And we'll worry about the rest of it later. Right now, it's just, it's a great week just to get back to work. And again, it's going to be extremely exciting, extremely fun atmosphere. And, like I said before, if you love football, there's no place you'd rather be than in our stadium at one.
Tight end, like it Ertz this past week, does that help you? Since you have Kelsey coming up next week, or are they completely different animals?
Yeah, I would say, there's a lot of really good tight ends in this league, and we got a lot of them on our schedule. So you just have to take them, though, individually because they are their own individual players. Kelsey, just, in regards to him, very big, very physical. He likes to play the physical part of the game. I think he's also a very experienced guy. He's seen a lot of different looks, so he handles those things really well. He's a guy that will run block. He'll motion, get to the edge. He can secure the edge, allow these guys to get around the corner, Williams and McCoy, and they're so explosive they can get there. He's obviously a huge target for him in critical situations. He's got great hands. I think the thing about him that's deceptive is, for as big as he is, he plays fast. This guy can get vertical fast, and his run after catch is really phenomenal. He's got a great stiff arm. He's strong. He's big. Runs through a lot of tackles. So just a really big, strong, tough tight end that does a great job in the passing game, and he's really, he's just heavily trusted by the quarterback. There's some plays that, quarterback's in trouble, gets out, scrambles, extends it, and he throws him up, and this guy comes down with it. So I think continually you see that on tape. The trust level between these two is at a high level.
ball control for the Chiefs. How important is that for you, especially this week where it doesn't look like a shootout would be in your advantage, where you're going to have to grind it?
I think for us, we're going to have to definitely play a complete game. All three phases working together, I think, is really important for us from that aspect of it. They do the same thing, so it's kind of similar mindset from that standpoint. But we're just going to do whatever it takes on all three phases just to try to win the game. We got to go out and execute at a high level, and we're not going to be in a situation where they score so fast. They've been able, in the second quarter alone, they've been able to just kind of put points up on the board at an unbelievable pace. So I don't think you can really just sit back and wait. I think you got to do what you got to do to try to go win.
Holmes, Matthew's got a lot of similar characteristics, being able to throw big arm throws off platform, different arm angles. How much does just your defense seeing that on a day in, day out basis help, I guess, prepare for some of the things they might see on Sunday?
There's certainly aspects that you try to carry over from that, when you see things in players on your team that are similar to players you're going to see on other teams. But certainly I would say that everybody is different from that aspect of it. And, a lot of it in game and game speed is something totally different from that aspect of it. So Holmes he's a pretty special quarterback. He's, he does a lot of things really, really well. And, it's going to be a big challenge for us from that aspect of it. And, for the guys that haven't seen him live, it's just a whole different deal, when you get on.
Obviously know who's the quarterback for the other team most of the time. But I'm just going out there playing my game, trying to play, whatever style we need to play to help our team win the game.
Did you study them at all, look at them all just before you?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the game.
Yeah, sure.
I watch games when they're on TV and peek at those guys. Patrick's doing a great job for them, and he's a super talented kid.
So, a lot of people get they love the sidearm throws that he makes, the no-look passes. I seem to remember, 5 or 6 years ago, people were getting on you about poor mechanics when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes.
Yeah.
He's completing them for touchdowns, so that helps. So.
Did you have to be the trailblazer, though, to kind of show the way?
No, there were many before me that did that.
What about the kick out of it now, though? I mean, just thinking back, I can do this. I did some of that stuff, and people hated it back then.
Yeah, I don't really pay too much attention to it. To be honest with you, I just enjoy watching him play. He's a good player.
How's their defense look different this year, just with speculative?
Yeah, it's a different scheme completely. They're playing aggressive. They've got some new pieces, some new players in some different spots that are really talented players that are helping the defense. So they're playing well.
Matthew, do you try to maybe outscore? Try to keep up with these guys score for score, or is it?
You almost walked into the old outscore.
Almost did.
That is the name of the game. Score more than them.
I understand that, but is it maybe more conducive for you guys to have a grinded out approach?
No, I think we'll kind of see how the game's going. You know what I mean? That's the way it is every week. And but at the end of the day, the goal is obviously to try and have more than they have at the end of the game. And however you get them, we'll take them. Last week we had a kick return that went to the house. That counts. Any way you can get points against a team like this, the better.
Thanks for putting me on the spot.
Maximizing possessions, so I would assume is important, like making sure that those 9 play drives turn into touchdowns. And
Yeah, it does you no good to hold the ball and not score. You got to score points. Points are at a premium every time we go out on the field. And especially against a team that can put up points in a heartbeat like these guys can. So, it's a big challenge for us, really, in all phases of our team to come out and have a good game.
Is it any different preparing for a team that early in the season they only see once every 4 or 5 years? In other words, you don't have a lot of personal contact with them as a team.
Yeah, it's kind of been that way, the first 4 games. Sure. So we've had our practice. We understand, kind of what it takes to dive in and get to know these guys. They've got 3 games under their belt this season so far, so it's easy to kind of, just look at them and get a good feel for them.
Did you pay much attention to Holmes when he was coming up, whether in high school or college? Obviously Texas.
I watched a little bit of stuff on him when he was at Texas Tech, but not a whole bunch.
Matthew, I know it's just week 4, but can you at all get excited about seeing how your team matches up to a team this good?
Yeah, I think anytime you step out there, you're testing yourself, and you got to prove yourself every time you go out there. Obviously, we got a great opponent, a team that's had a ton of success the last couple of years, has a bunch of talented players, so it'll be a good test for us.
Curious about end game situations. You guys have been trying to run the ball, run out the clock, obviously, but you face face some 8, 9-man boxes kind of countering the personnel you guys are running out there. How cognizant do you have to be of that? Is there, I guess, checks or counters you have at the line to maybe beat those in a different way?
Some of those are call and run plays. We're trying to keep the clock moving, and some of those are tough boxes to run into. There's no question about that. But sometimes, if you block everybody up and running back makes one guy miss, there's nobody left too. So it's a little bit of give and take there. Sometimes you roll the dice and go out there and say, you know what, we're going to give our guy, maybe a tough look and let him go do his thing. And other times you check out of it and try and throw the ball. Each situation is completely different, and what you think you need to do to win the game, because that's really the name of the game is trying to do whatever it takes to help us win.
You guys are at 4 different 100-yard performers. How much does that do for the offense when you have a different guy step up each week? And I know you don't have guys necessarily screaming for the ball every single play, but how much does that help?
That's great. Anytime we can spread the ball around and give the defense a lot to think about, I think it's a positive for us. It's just a credit to those guys going out there and making plays. Happy for all those guys that have done it, and hopefully we'll get more of it.
Hey, Matthew, on a situation like last week when you had 1st and goal at the 3 and you take 3 shots to get in, how tough is it going in there, and how much of that is just will? Is it fun to watch?
It's tough. Yeah, it's a lot of contact, and obviously a great run by Carry on there at the end to get it in. Thought we had a chance to play before on the pass, but stepped out there. But anyway, you can get it in when you get down there. It doesn't matter to us. We just want the ball in the end zone and get points.
Sort of lift as McKissick given this offense to him. He had the big run last week, just gadget things that he can do that seem like they're pretty unique.
Yeah, he's a talented kid. He did obviously a nice thing with the ball last week. He's played in this offense before, so he understands it. It's easy for him to pick up and learn the new things we have him do. And he's got great work ethic. I mean, the guy comes to work every single day and flies around, really brings a ton of speed and work ethic to our team.
I could bring up a play from last week. In the first quarter, there was a play in which looked like all 4 receivers kind of ran a double move.
Okay.
Ended up hitting Marvin Jones for 20 yards.
Yep, I threw him an anchor.
Yeah. When you go back and look at that play and you see it looks like pretty much everyone broke wide open on that play, what's your first reaction when you see that?
We were talking about it. I don't know that we've ever called a play like that where everybody's kind of giving a little bit of a double move and all 4 guys won. But I was happy to see it. It's a good thing to see, coming in on Monday, checking out the film. So I was happy for those guys. Wish I would have given Marv a little better ball to run with. Yeah.
What's an anchor?
Catch and get down. Threw him an anchor.
When Jesse James, I think it was last year, had a pretty big game against the Chiefs. Is it possible to borrow on that, different team, different situation, but unlocking that potential?
I think for us, we don't go into a game saying, hey, we're going to make sure this guy gets 10 catches for 100 yards. We just kind of go out there, call plays, and try to put our guys in the best position to succeed, no question about it. But as you can see, kind of given by the numbers, at any given moment, any one of our guys can go for, a big game, 100 yards and whatever it is, a touchdown. So we're just trying to execute each play called, and, whoever's in there to do it, go there and do your best.
No sacks for 2 straight weeks for you guys. What's kind of the biggest thing that contributes to that?
I mean, obviously the guys up front are doing a great job. I think Bev's doing a great job of, moving me around, getting the ball out quick. Then I get a chance to hold the ball. It's a little bit of everything, keeping the defense guessing. It's a team effort when you have no sacks. You're not going to have a perfect pocket every time. Guys are going to, do some outstanding things, whether it's a chip or a running back picking up a blitzer. I'm trying to get the ball out in a timely fashion. Our guys are doing a great job of getting open. It all kind of plays together.
Seems like Frank's really settled in too at the center spot. What have you seen from him?
He's done a nice job. He's obviously physically really talented. He does some really good stuff, both in the run game and the pass game blocking. He's a smart guy. Helps communicate up there, what you need. But yeah, I'm just happy for him. I think all the guys up front are playing, playing at a good level.
Just from on the offensive line, Joe Dowell was the guy stepping in for TJ there in the starting 5 up front. There's a lot of questions about him, coming into the season. He's played, it seems, pretty well through 3 weeks. I'm just curious what you've seen from Joe.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. We give him an opportunity, and he's doing a really nice job for us. I think really all those guys that are playing inside are doing a good job, and both guys on the outside as well. I mean, keeping me upright and doing all that, they've all 5 got to be playing well and got to be communicating well, which is such a huge part of it. So I'm just happy for those guys.
So with that, Matthew, how close do you feel like the run game is to maybe had some moments, but
Yeah, it's close. I think a block here or there, and it's not always the guys up front. Sometimes it's a wide receiver or a tight end or a fullback or me getting us into the right play. It's really close. We've got to make sure it's not really close anymore and make sure that it gets going.
Everybody's been mainly on the same page, though.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, I feel like we understand when we call the plays what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. Just got to go get it done.
The offense, man, those guys going, but Pat's been working offenses since college days. So, that's just something that he's used to, and, I'm just ready to go out and compete.
So what makes him special as a quarterback? What does he do that's so unique or so much different than some of the other guys?
He does it. He does everything. The way he can throw the ball, the way he can just make the no-look passes, the sidearm throws, the contested throws in the tight windows, the arm strength that he has to throw the ball down the field. That's why he's the MVP. That's just what he is, and that's what he plays like each and every week.
How important is it to play mistake-free football against them?
It's important to play mistake-free football each week. But when you have offense like this, you just go out and you just read your keys and try to do the best you can. Just to do your job and just worry about making your plays when they come.
What's the key when you face speed like this? I mean, that's 4-3 speed, and it's all over the field with them, even at the tight end position.
No question. No question. One false step could cost you a touchdown. So against those guys, you just got to be ready to go, and we got to bring out track shoes.
As amazing as some of those no-look passes are, is that an opportunity for defenses too? I mean, those are riskier, more high-risk throws, I guess.
I think he's perfected it, though. I think he's only missed one, and at the end of the day, he's not going to do anything to put his team in jeopardy. He hasn't thrown an interception all year, so at the end of the day, he protects the ball and he knows how to take control of that offense.
He's so young. Do you already see a potential in him to be one of the best ever?
To me, Tom Brady's going to be the best ever for my whole life. That's just how it is. But the way Pat's on, man, he's going to break every record in the NFL history if he keeps this up. So I love it, though. Like I said, I love it. He's a Texas guy, and I always brag about Texas football in here. So, I'm cool with that as long as it's not against us.
When you saw him as a young player, did you have any idea he'd be this good? Or did you just know he'd be good?
You always knew the potential. Cliff sees amazing things in all the quarterbacks that he brings into Tech, but just the way he comes and controls that offense, and you could see it. When he was at Tech, just the moxie he had when he was in the pocket, and picking apart defenses, and like I said, I wasn't surprised. I've never been surprised with anything he's done because he's an athlete. First of all, baseball player, basketball player, all that. So, he can do it all. And like I say, I'm just proud that, that he's doing it at the highest level.
How much are you looking forward to seeing how this team matches up with a team that good, that respected?
I just want to go out and play football each week. That's what it's all about. I just like to go out and compete each and every Sunday and, just try to get my best opportunity to get us a win.
What made you proud of the way your team played last weekend?
I think just how resilient this team is. I think everybody, when we got the field goal block, defense could have went out and folded. But we went out, we made some plays, and we just came together as one. So I think that's the best thing I love about. That's the thing I love about this team the most. Guys just continue to fight, and we go out and play no matter the circumstances.